This is a very quick video and it is intended to help people who don't quite know how to solo effectively yet. Use root notes to make their soloing sound slightly better. Now, I'll put up loads of backing tracks and hopefully this will help you use them. Essentially, if you know the root note of the chord that you are playing over or that you are moving to, you can play the notes of that chord. Now you can play all sorts of chord tones, but the root note is kind of a really great place to start. So the same lick can sound great over this chord or that chord depending on what note you land on at the end of it. Now, an example of this is if I play this lick, I landed on A at the end of it. Now, if I landed on D at the end of it, so, or if I landed on E at the end of it, like, then it would go over those different chords. It would go over a D or an E chord. So knowing where our root notes are inside a box, and when I'm talking boxes, I'm talking pentatonic boxes. So I'm just using box 1 for this example, and I'll just go through that in a second. As long as you know where those root notes are, you should be able to use the same lick and essentially sound quite tasty as long as you land on the right root note at the end of it. Now, when we're talking I'm in 4 bars of A, it's quite easy to land on A over the top of that. But if I was moving to a D, I might play the riff over the top of the last bar of A and then land on the note of D as the chord changes to D, and therefore I sound pretty tasty. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the root notes in the pentatonic box, but first, this is pentatonic box 1 in A minor. Now, there are several A's in that scale. There is one here, at 5th fret on the low E string. There is one here at 5th fret on the high E string, and there is one here at 7th fret on the D string, okay? Those are the most obvious A's to get to. However, if I bend 8th fret on the B string, which is the note of G, and I bend it up an entire tone, I get to the note of A. So that is also an A in my book. Also, if instead of bending, I slide 2 frets, then I also get an A. Okay, so over the top of an A7 chord, or both landing on the note of A. So I want to make sure that I play those A's over the top of the A chord. Now, if I go to a D chord, I need to land on the note of D. So where are the notes of D? The notes of D are 5th fret on the A string. They are also 7th fret on the G string. And they are also found if I bend or slide from the C on the high E string, or that's a really good D there. Now, that means if I was to play one of the first licks that I played, I'm landing on the note of D, okay? If I was to use the high one, which is an acquired taste, or adds a little bit of interest. Now we're going to talk about landing on the E. The E is the other chord which we have available to us. So the E's are found on the 7th fret of the A string. They're also found on the 5th fret of the B string. Now, if I bend 7th fret of the G string, then I'm going to hit the note of E as well. And you can kind of do that over and over again. So we're constantly getting that E. If I bend, if I slide from the same note up 2 frets, if I play the 5th on the B string, or if I play the 7th on the A string. Now, if I'm playing through a blues, might happen towards the end, but it sounds quite final, so it might be at the end of a solo, not necessarily at the start of a solo. If I was to do a normal lick though and try to land on an E, I might slide to it, I might bend to it, or I might walk to it. So here you go, here's a lick. Or down to a D, and then down to an A, to an E chord. So what we're looking for is to know where those root notes are, use them inside the blues, and as soon as we've used them enough, just inside box 1, inside A minor, we can start to experiment with either other boxes or other keys. Both are great ideas, but if you don't know where the root notes are, stuff knowing where a 3rd is or where a 5th is, just learn where the root notes are to start with, okay? Really strong idea. Right, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.